25 millimeters of rain is what we pretty much saw across the city of Toronto through the overnight. We did have some ponding, pooling out there on the roadways. As we take a look at the sky right now, it's not the rain that's the greatest concern. What the concern is now is a wind warning. We have some significant winds that are going to happen a little bit later on this morning. It'll happen around the noon hour, and gusts could be as strong as 90 kilometers per hour, and that is going to be out of the west. That means we could still see some down branches as well. Some of the larger vehicles on the roadways could whip around, and construction sites make sure that you secure them down. Falling temperatures through the afternoon as this cool front moves its way through. Tomorrow, prepare still for some breezy winds out of the west, about 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. Going to see some flurry activity, and really for the rest of the week, well, through Friday and Saturday, below seasonal highs. And flurries continue. We could see some snowfall into Toronto as we take a look into your Friday morning. Here's a look at current winds. We have those winds already starting to pick up into Hamilton at 46 kilometers per hour. Fairly calm right now here in Toronto, about 26 in through Niagara Falls. Kingston later today with a westerly flow. You're really going to get pounded with the wind flow. Right now in through Ottawa, still dealing with a little bit of mixing and icing in Ottawa where they saw some snowfall. London this morning, you have winds right now at about 35 kilometers per hour. You can see now the shower activity out of the city of Toronto at this current time. Still seeing a little bit of some flurry activity up through areas of Sudbury and Parry Sound. And as I mentioned, over through the Ottawa Valley. That's where I'm watching some mixing this morning. Kingston, still, you'll need the umbrella this morning. And as I mentioned, the winds are going to be quite strong. But the temperature right now sits at about 3 through the afternoon. That's going to fall down closer to about -1. However, we're going to get up to 5 quickly, and then it'll fall. As we take a look into tomorrow, 2 degrees. Into Friday, there's some flurry activity through the weekend, just a high of +1 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. We should be closer to 9. Monday at 2. Tuesday at 3. I wish I had better news and weather. Over to you. How's traffic, Carrie?
Yeah, well, a little bit better, I guess, but you're just a suitcase of good news this morning, eh, Frank? All right, westbound 401, a couple of things to tell you about. Now, there is a collision in Oshawa, just west of Stevenson. That's causing a heavy backup from about Simcoe, so you'll need some extra time there. And then West 401, as you're coming up to Yonge, we still have this collision. It's mostly on the shoulder, but a piece of that left lane closed off, and you should move over into the right lanes anyway. So that's slowing things down, starting around the 404. Much heavier, though, in the express lanes, because that's where that problem is. We can look at some of the drive times right now. Southbound 400, just starting to fill in from King Road down to the 401. And westbound 401 already looking at pretty heavy delays building from Morningside as you head over to those problems by Yonge. Southbound 410, that's in pretty decent shape, though, from Mayfield down to Queen. Just watch out for lots of ponding and pooling on the roads this morning. It still continues to be a sloppy drive. I'll send it downstairs to you, Mel.
All right, thank you so much, Carrie. This just into our newsroom. We are getting more school bus cancellations, so here is where we're going to begin. All buses in Nipissing and Parry Sound districts are canceled today. The same for Dufferin County. All buses in Kawartha Lakes, Muskoka, and Haliburton in the Trillium Lakeland School District, in the district school board, rather. Make sure you stay here with us because this is all weather related, so there may be more added to it. bttoronto.ca/storm center for all of them as they do come into our newsroom. Again, these are a lot of them just coming into our newsroom now. All of this because of the rain we saw. Then it's going to be the winds that we're going to see. Then it's going to be a whole lot of mixing. So let's bring in our Tammy Sutherland, who's standing by in the city of Toronto. She's standing by at Yonge and Lawrence. And I know why you're there, Tammy, because you were looking up where there is garbage pickup today, because this is going to be a big problem.
It will be. In this neighborhood here in Yonge and Lawrence, of course, with this Environment Canada now issuing this wind warning, with winds of up to 90 km an hour happening, of course, garbage that's out or your recycling that's out likely won't be where you placed it this morning by the time you get home later today, just because of those high winds. But most importantly, more severely, these mature big trees here in this neighborhood that crisscross in some areas here with the hydro lines as well. So there is, of course, potential for hydro wires to be knocked down, which means that your power will be knocked out as well. So, of course, during this time, we are reminding you, keep your phones charged, keep extra fresh batteries on hand as well, and keep some flashlights on hand just in case the power is knocked out. On top of that, around your home, secure any loose items that are outside on your deck, your patios, your balconies as well, because those could blow over on top of it. And as Frank had mentioned, it is going to drop down to much cooler temperatures. So when you're heading out today, it's best to, of course, bundle up, at least wear layers. But that wind is expected to start getting really strong at about noon today. So keep that in mind, even if you're out there driving on those roads. Mel, I'll send it back to you for now.
All right, Tammy, thank you so much for that. And to other news, uniformed Toronto police officers will not be marching in this year's Pride Parade. But Pride Toronto's executive director says she can see a day when police will return.
Do you see a day when Toronto police are once again part of Pride?
Absolutely.
Police withdrew their application to march because organizers said uniformed officers would make some members of the LGBTQ community feel unsafe. Both police and Pride say work is needed to rebuild the relationship, and Chief Mark Saunders says withdrawing from the parade is a sign that police are listening.